Okay, guys, we can get scrunched in real tight, please.
They want to be able to
Scrunch in real tight, please.
from going in and out of services.
people do that.
Yeah.
Why would we not?
He said he's having trouble. Whatever that means.
Saying, okay, the bill says people can't.
Are we covering this? Or
People
no?
can't
My
say
hair.
you cannot.
I'm tall for that normally.
Yeah.
Read the Constitution.
People are saying you cannot go in. They try to block
the
you from going
amendments?
to
I stand on the shoulders of giants.
We're gonna wait for Ray to finish.
Why would you run it through June?
Okay. What is it? Shauna's supposed to be here?
Yeah, and Senator Ortiz too. We're missing those two.
Yeah. Well, we just have to hurry because we have floor.
I know. Yeah.
Other than that,
We're gonna start without him if we need to.
Yeah, because we go on floor in like literally.
15.
Yeah.
I'm not going for it.
We go. Oh,
I'm gonna mark you absent. I take
Okay, I'll be
attendance.
there.
My
true.
wife says it's like school. They take attendance. They say the Pledge of Allegiance. There's a truancy officer.
Insurance.
I mean, you know, it's
Literally
kinda like, you know,
babysitter, everything.
Right.
Ask them to reduce.
I did. He's able to talk, and I was like, I don't know. I know y'all have
Can I
language
ask
problems. Yeah.
Not just a float.
That was the
What
plan.
bill number?
I was texted too. But that one's like so vanilla.
Did you go?
I have like 20 sponsors for it.
I'm not gonna sweep on the floor with that. It's just tell me the bill
I
number.
reached out to everybody yesterday, but people were just want to get into it. You know how it is. Election time.
In the interest of time,
So we're
good floor. Why don't you go ahead and
Huh?
Go ahead and start.
Yes.
I guess we're gonna start. Is everybody ready to start?
Terrible.
Are you sure you don't want to be in the front?
Positive.
Okay. Don't be doing all of this when the cameras are going.
We'll start when Representative Blackman is finished.
Should we get started?
Thank you, everybody, for being here. My name is Neil Carter, Arizona House of Representatives, District 15. Equal justice under law are the words emblazoned above the federal Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. Equal justice under law. And that is because in the United States of America, there are not two concurrently operating justice systems. One that operates for those of us rich enough to pay for access, and another that operates for the rest of us. House Bill 2665 will go a long way in ensuring that fact. The Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees the right to a jury in criminal trials. The amendment also guarantees the right to assistance of counsel in criminal trials. House Bill 2665 will eliminate the collection of fees for the right to a jury in criminal trials. House Bill 2665 will eliminate the collection of fees for the assistance of counsel in criminal trials by the public defender. And House Bill 2665 will eliminate the collection of fees for an appeal of a criminal verdict. Because in these United States of America, we do not collect fees for the enjoyment of constitutional rights that every American citizen is entitled to.
Hello, everyone. My name is Georgina Monsalvo, and I'm the Campaigns and Government Affairs Director at Stand for Children Arizona. Our mission is to help Arizonans get their chance at a brighter future. 3 years ago, Stand for Children led the fight to eliminate fines and fees charged to kids in the criminal justice system. That effort resulted in nearly $40 million of fines and fees being forgiven, which benefited more than 110,000 people, giving them a true second chance to be successful and productive members of our community. And that one mistake did not cause lifelong financial hardship for them or their families. But our work is not over. For adults, they can still be forced to pay significant sums of money to access rights that help ensure fair trials. Arizona continues to charge fees to access a public defender, trial by jury, and to appeal a ruling. All rights which are guaranteed to us by the United States Constitution. And even worse, these fees are charged regardless of the final verdict, meaning people who are innocent can still be charged hundreds or even thousands of dollars worth of fees for exercising their constitutional rights, which keeps them entangled in a cycle of debt. These fees strike at the heart of a strong and fair criminal justice system. In conversations with people across the state of Arizona, we heard story after story about the harms of these fees. We talked to Michelle, a mom from Mesa. After Arizona legalized marijuana, her son appealed his conviction, and despite marijuana being legalized, they were charged a fee solely for appealing their conviction. We talked to Brad, a combat veteran from Yavapai County, who told us that these fees are, quote, a constant reminder that I'm nothing and don't deserve a better life or to be able to start over fresh after serving my time, my punishment, my prison sentence. That's just two stories from across Arizona about the fees charged by our criminal justice system. Arizonans should not be kept entangled in the system because they took advantage of rights guaranteed to them in the 6th and 14th Amendment. And the worst part is these fees don't make our community safer. Instead, they do quite the opposite. They hurt families, they hurt our communities, and they increase the risk of going back to prison. Thank you, Representative Carter, for introducing this bill, and it's the first step to eliminating this burden and helping Arizonans truly to get a second chance. Let's help Arizonans succeed at those second chances by passing HB 2265. Thank you.
Thank you. Short. Good afternoon. My name is Estrella Lopez and I'm with the Justice Action Network. I want to begin by sincerely thanking Representative Neil Carter for his leadership on this issue in sponsoring House Bill 2265. For too long, excessive fines, fees, and surcharges have had unintended consequences. Rather than improve public safety, they create serious barriers for individuals and families. This makes re-entry harder and traps people in cycles of debt that prevent them from moving forward and becoming stable, productive members of their communities. In many cases, court costs and fees do more than create financial barriers. They can actually pull people, despite their best efforts, back into the criminal justice system. That comes as a high cost for individuals and their families, and also to their communities and taxpayers. I want to thank the Arizona legislature for its willingness to engage in a meaningful conversation about the real-world impact of court costs. This bill reflects a growing recognition that our justice system must be accountable and fair. I am encouraged by this moment and hopeful that this conversation will continue. We urge lawmakers to keep examining the real harms caused by court debt, particularly at a moment when people are trying to re-enter society and rebuild their lives. By listening to impacted communities, following the data, and remaining open to reform. Our justice system should hold people accountable, but it should not keep people trapped in debt long after they've repaid their debt to society. Thank you again to Representative Carter and to all who are working to make our justice system more just, more humane, and more effective for Arizonans. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Emily King, and I'm here representing the Fines and Fees Justice Center. We're a national organization dedicated to working with communities, justice system stakeholders, and legislators to eliminate fees in the legal system and ensure that fines are equitably imposed. I am proud to stand here today to voice our strong support for HB 2265, the unconstitutional fee elimination bill. This legislation represents a critical step toward a more just and efficient legal system in Arizona. I want to begin by thanking Representative Neil Carter for his leadership on this issue. And I also want to thank Stand for Justice and Justice Action Network for their tireless advocacy in this space. Unlike fines, which are intended as a penalty for an offense, fees are strictly a revenue generation tool, and a failed one at that. Our current system attempts to shift the cost of the justice system onto the very people it processes, the vast majority of whom cannot pay. At the Fines and Fees Justice Center, we have seen firsthand how this current system of user fees acts as a tax on the most vulnerable members of our society. When we try to fund our government through the pockets of those least able to afford it, We are not just creating bad economic policy. We are undermining public safety and trapping families in cycles of poverty. It's more than unjust, it's economically inefficient. Studies have shown that it costs an average 121 times more to collect $1 in criminal legal fees than it does to collect $1 of tax revenue. We are spending taxpayer money to chase uncollectible debt, often spending more on the administration of these fees than we ever bring in. Furthermore, reliance on this revenue undermines public safety. When law enforcement and court resources are diverted to chase these debts, they are drawn away from addressing serious public safety concerns. Research indicates that as revenue from fines and fees increases, violent crime clearance rates actually decrease. Finally, these fees create an insurmountable barrier to reentry. For individuals trying to get back on their feet, this debt makes it significantly harder to secure stable housing and employment, trapping families in cycles of poverty, increasing their likelihood of recidivism. The constitutional fee elimination bill is a straightforward, common sense solution. By eliminating counsel fees, jury fees, and appellate fees, we are removing the paywall to justice and putting money back into the local economy and relieving the burden on working families. HB 2265 highlights that shared understanding that constitutional rights are not commodities to be bought and sold, and the Fines and Fees Justice Center wholeheartedly encourages its passage. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The House and Senate floor session will begin in only a couple of moments. So we have a very brief period for questions, should there be any from the media. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what feedback have you gotten from our criminal courts about your proposal?
So it's my understanding that the revenue collected from the fees represents less than 0.009% of the operating budget for public defense in Arizona, which is very small, almost a meaningless amount. Incidentally, we have not been able to collect data on individual payors because nobody collects it. But we do know that about $2.5 million is spent by the 5 largest counties in Arizona on public defense, and this would represent a tiny, tiny fraction of that amount. And as some of the prior speakers had alluded to, the cost of collecting this tiny amount is not efficient. Are there any other questions? Thank you. We're always available if anybody wants to reach out, of course, via email or telephone. But regrettably, we all have to run the floor. So thank you for being here today. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Make sure you reroute it to this one.
Why this one?
Take a picture with Darren. And
Yeah, let's do it. And then
I know you gotta run.
I'm so sorry.
I was wondering if I could grab you to just ask one quick question.